Okay, welcome to another DG beer review. This time we go to a brewery that we have not covered yet, which I'm kind of surprised because I love Belgian ales, and this brewery is among what's considered the finest in some of the styles of Belgian ale. This is McChouffe. Chouffe, I don't know how to pronounce it over here in the horrible United States. I'm going to say McChouffe, and I don't know why it's called McChouffe. I keep thinking of McDonald's, but I'm sure they did not have McDonald's in mind when they named this beer. They probably had the Scottish tradition, although it should be McChouffe with M-A-C rather than McChouffe, which is more Irish. I should know because I'm of Irish descent. But anyway, this comes to us from the Brasserie de Achouffe from beautiful Belgium. And this is number 52 in the style of strong ale Belgian dark. We've done a few strong Belgian dark ales, and for this to be number 52 in the style, it's pretty good. So in that style, we're looking for kind of the same path as a Belgian dark ale, but of course higher in ABV, more character all around, deceivingly hidden, kind of in-your-face ABV. Could be either. And lots of complexity, hop and malt character, and fruity and strong dark malt flavors. Also spiky, or spicy I should say, not spiky, hopefully, and a bit alcoholic as well. So the range that we're usually looking in this type of beer is 7 to 12% ABV. This particular beer is 8% ABV. IBUs between 25 and 50. Do I have an IBU count here? I don't even know if they care about that kind of stuff in beautiful, beautiful Belgium. I don't see it written on the bottle. This is imported by Duvel into Cooperstown. Duvel bought this brewery back in 2006, so it's no longer a fledgling. We're going to serve it into a chalice here. As far as the background of Brasserie de Achouffe, it was founded back in 1982 in Belgium by brother-in-law, or brothers-in-law, I should say, Pierre Gabron and Christian Brouwert. Almost looks like Bratwurst if you look at the last name. They earned a world-renowned reputation for brewing innovative and expertly crafted beers deep in the Ardennes forest. Sounds like something from Lord of the Rings, the Ardennes forest. As I mentioned, it was acquired by Duvel in 2006. According to the fun description of the brewery, discover the Achouffe world. The Achouffe world. The Achouffe gnomes live in a world of mysteriousness, or mystery, I should say. Marcel and his friends Malcolm and Matthew spend their time playing, joking, and of course, brewing. With each beer, you can share in the magical world where great tasting, high-quality beers are a great way of life. Le Chouffe Blonde and Houblon, Chouffe Doubelon IPA Triple are the most popular beers. So this is not the flagship, or not one of the most popular. Some say this is a Scotch ale style beer. I'm going by Beer Advocate, which is calling this a Belgian Strong Dark. And of course, according to the description here, we have among the mythical characters living in fairyland, there are more unusual than others. Malcolm, for example, is different because his accent and his kilt. Okay, Scotch. When it comes to beer, his favorite is McChouffe. The delicious flavors of aniseed, licorice, and toffee tickle his taste buds. That sounds a little more like a Belgian dark. So I'm kind of more agreeing with Beer Advocate based on this more in-depth description of the beer rather than, hey, the kilt. If you listen to him, he will boast of its ruby sparkle, its smooth bitterness, and its strong character, worthy of its native Scotland. Although robust, McChouffe goes down as easily as La Chouffe, which is the flagship, something I've never had. I've never had any beers from this brewery. Looking forward to trying this. This is one of those beers you'd get at a brasserie or a restaurant, and it would be probably a little pricey. I somehow, and I don't want to alarm, I don't want to say alarm, but I don't want to tip off anyone, but I went to a certain supermarket one of the premier supermarkets in Pennsylvania that started the Mix of Six craze some years back, and this was there in the Mix of Six for $11.99. I got 2 of them. I didn't want to break the rules. They don't want you to get more than 2 of any particular beer, so I didn't break those rules. But I said, okay, if you're gonna have a beer from this brewery in your Mix of Six, who am I to say that shouldn't be allowable? So let's get the aroma. Let's look at the pour first, actually. I was too busy talking. We see kind of a dark brown pour, maybe a hint of red in this, but it's definitely a lot going on here. Very, very thin head, maybe about a 1/4 to a 1/5 of a finger. Aroma-wise, very, very malty. Very fruity. Maybe some like dark plum kind of smell to it. Yeah, it's definitely got a lot going on to it. Definitely worthy of the strong Belgian dark moniker. Of course, I think my favorite Belgian dark ale is always going to be St. Bernardus ABT 12, but we'll see how this one goes. ABV is a little low for me for this style, but whatever. Definitely a lot of complexity here. Getting a little bit of a raisiny molasses taste with the dark pitted fruits that you normally get from this style of ale, for sure. Good beer to go with dark meats. Very sugary. It's got a little bit of a flatter aftertaste. But overall, a really, really good beer. I really love this style. I really love how like there needs to be like a lot of care taken into brewing this beer, and a lot of ingredients, and just it seems like a really, really what they call chewy kind of style of beer for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and give McChouffe a 9 out of 10. I think it pours a really good, strong, dark pour, as you can see. Decent aroma to it, maybe a little bit more faint than I would like to have it. But taste-wise, it's the nail on the head. A little bit of a flatness on the back of the tongue, but not too much. It's really not that evident. But a really great representation of the style. Not my all-time favorite, but, I would never pass it up either. So 9 out of 10 for McChouffe from Brasserie Achouffe.